This is my Arita guide video or Dtide, I mean, video. This is going to be the highlight, very beginning. Then I'm going to explain the comp. I'm going to explain Dtide rings. This week is the blue ring. I'm going to do an overview video later, but I just got finished doing this run, A4. I could do A5 if I switch other units, but I don't have Murphy. So this team I currently have, I think, can only do A4 at the current moment. So this is the end burst turn. I'm playing at regular speed because you guys want to see this. So this is Arita. She's a welfare unit, meaning that any player can get her plus 12 eventually. You buy her with the sentiment shop. So if you like what this looks like current point, I would recommend buying her every month. And this is not her strongest form. She can get a lot stronger than this. Eventually, after a year, she becomes God tier. She's a DPS. So let me switch over and let me explain to you the comp. So during Dtide week, if it's blue ring, Arita auto wins you A3 to 5, basically. Because her relic is one of the strongest relics in the entire blue realm in general. It's very good. It makes her one of the best DPS in the game for piercing damage. Now, piercing damage goes through shield and invuln and barriers. It goes through everything. That's what pierce is. Minus one caveat, if it's super invuln. There's different categories of invuln in this game. Eventually, some bosses have a hard stop. I call it super invuln. I saw it real invuln. But it goes through basic invuln, which means if you phase a boss, and you can't hit him, Arita's pierce can hit them through it and kill them. So it also pierce through a shield. So I use it on wave 4 this Dtide because the first mob has a shield that generates every hit. So Arita ignores that. So does Jelly. So this is why Arita is very strong with blue ring Dtide. At turn start, she gains 50 elements. That's the same for every one of these rings. The damage count of Gland Division increased by 1, and after playing defense, 1 Gland Division is added to hand. Now, what this means is exactly what it says. Her Gland Division increases, the hits increase by 1. So, whereas before, so this is Gland Division right here. Pierce damage. So, when you says deal pierce damage, it's deal pierce damage twice. Which means if you have Pentacles, Red Stance, it hits more. Now, she scales off tentacle damage and strength, just like everyone, but tentacle damage a lot. Because she's hitting Pentacles. She doesn't scale off personally, but, she causes tentacle damage. Is what I'm trying to get at. And you want her over result, which you won't get after 8 months of playing the game. I'm going to show you the shop. Go to the shop. Sediment exchange. No, not sediment exchange. Dtide exchange. Arita. 8,000 currency of this endgame currency for Dtide followed Monchi's Dtide died. You pick shards and wheels. I recommend you pick Aegis Arita, but Erica's good too. But Erica's a bit boring. She's not a DPS. You won't hit that high numbers. She's just a supportive character. She is a very good support. However, Arita is fun. That was only level 60 you saw in the video. I didn't put any upgrades on her at all. That is level 60 Arita damage because she scales off strength. So the comp you want to run her in is this. You don't need Miriam. I pick Miriam because I have her and I don't have Murphy. Murphy is generally recommended for her survivability. Miriam is very good in this comp, especially early because she has one of the best rouses in the game. And you can pull for Miriam right now. This is the Pierce comp. So you have Miriam 1 punch, and she also has Pierce on her card. Now, why you run this comp is because Miriam, if you overinvest in her, because I believe in blue, I like investing in Miriam, she's one of the only units in the game that generates +1 cap on overresult, which I covered in my Miriam video, which means more tentacles for Arita to work with, and her tentacle scaling is very good. This, if you watch her videos, you know what this does. Boom, boom. increased strength and technical damage, which is what this comp generally wants. Survivability is from Corporal. Corporal is needed as lightning retribution increases technical damage the target takes this turn by 5%, and her pilot's jet gives you head scaling and strength scaling. Now, Arita Covenant, you either pick this. I picked this because of the relic this week, but generally, you want either the crit relic or the other crit relic, which is the hand. I don't believe in the hand, but those are the things you put in, because she's going to crit a lot. She's going to hit a shit ton. Why does she crit a lot? Because of her rouse. Her rouse here, she hits a lot, so we want more crit on her, and her damage scale is based on her XL. Right here, her Soul Force aptitude is whatever, nothing to write home about. But this is her R2, very good. She got buffed recently. By recently, I mean a couple months ago, but recent for me. When at least 20 Gland Division cards are consumed in a boss battle, it also hits an additional time. So total of three times per card hit, as you saw in the video. Now, let's see here. She also does this card. So she plays well with Corporal. Corporal was the first unit that made Arita strong. Arita beforehand was considered very weak, but now Corporal has the discard synergy. This is the only discard comp in the game that works well. Because Cassia, old trash, her card doesn't count as discard, unfortunately. A lot of you probably theory crap. Oh, you want discard. Cassia's discard. No, poof is not a discard. It does not count as a discard. It is a dumb decision, in my opinion. Otherwise, it would work, but it doesn't, because it's not a discard. And you want Tulu. Why? Because when you rouse him, it's just daily reset. Okay. And when you rouse Tulu, let's see. Awkward here. Sorry, the daily reset just happened. So it just reset everything. This is his rouse. You gain strength and technical damage whenever a Tulu card is used or discarded. Meaning if you play this, it triggers 4 times because it's a 4 cost, or when you discard it. So he gains you technical damage and strength by doing nothing, and this comp would discard a lot. So that's the 3 main cores of the comp. Miriam is not needed. You can put Miriam in a poison team instead. These 3 are the main units of the comp. You can put Miriam, Murphy, Caucus, Goliath, Sangha, anyone, white unit, even old trash, caster to help you survive. Anyone to help you live here. Miriam helps you live it. And you want this posse, another discard. With this comp, you can cheese a lot of bosses, such as one of the eye bosses. Now, should I do that? Nah, I'm going to show you the R2. Maybe I go on the cheese for the eye boss later. But let's go over the entire video, showcase how you would run this in reality. Alert 4 at least, which is harder than what most of you are doing right now. Because Alert 3, Alert 2 is generally story mode. Alert 4, 4.5 is hard mode. And Alert 5 is harder than anything in story mode or any hard content. So I mute myself because I cough a lot. I have a lung issue IRL. Fun fact about me, it's not fun. So when you're not seeing me record video and talking, I just cough because I think my lungs need to open up. Short story is Flair's lore here. Some child abuse. Maybe my deadbeat dad made me swallow a cigarette when I was like 2 or something. So no, don't worry about it. So irreparable lung damage. But don't worry, I can still rant just fine. Clem does not get a pass just because I have lung damage, okay? So you start off, let me speed this up, and I'm going to jump throughout the video. So start off, this boss has Pierce, blah, blah. You want to build up Overexalt. So either Overexalt Miriam or Arita first, unless you want to exert Corporal for the shield. But Miriam generally takes priority unless you really need to burst. If you really need to burst, you can't hold it in. You have to burst. Then you rouse Arita. But how Arita works is you want at least 10 Gland Divisions in your deck. Whether in your draw pile or your discard draw pile. In your hand doesn't count. the maximum she can eat for her exalt and over exalt is 10. Now, you want to eat the maximum 10, and if she over exalts, every gland division afterwards draws you a card. So what you want to do is Arita. Okay, I think I do the burst here. I don't know if this is the run that I have a lot of clips. You have to play this right. Again, I buffed the crit damage, blah, blah, blah. So I have enough cards. So I then Corporal Exalt for Vuln. This is your only source of Vuln, Corporal Exalt. So now we have a bunch of glands. I counted the glands, and now Big Burst. Again, everyone has access to Arita. Everyone watching this video, this could be you. And boom, and 10 of those is gonna kill it. That is the big burst damage that this comp does. Now let me fast forward. Again, I do like the tip by Zyoka to do the little arrow buttons, but I like jumping back for video because I know the timestamp. Well, I'm gonna use that advice when I'm searching, but I know generally where this thing's there. So there we go. Again, burst. I retried because I didn't want to use the DR. I want to save it for DAF, which we'll see later. So I know I need to survive that. So remember, don't be afraid to restart. Everyone does it, even veterans does it. If there's a better path and you have the time, you can restart so you can save your resources, go into the final boss. Like if you know you're in pocket DR, there's a way you can play that better. It's a retry. It's a free retry. It's one of the most generous gotchas in terms of that or strategy games. Normally, the retries cost currency or even you can't retry. This game, they give you that free retry. There's no reason not to use it. So now I've seen the better path. I have Doctor Strange the situation. I have Flick Vuln. I know I want to discard, reduce the cost of lightning. That's how Corporal works. I don't know if I should make like characters of videos or like team comp specific videos. This is basically team comp. I'm explaining the rest of the team. Because every time I make a team up video, I feel like I have the urge to explain how like the comp works and why I use those units. And then I have to explain the entire kit of every Awaker. So it's up to you guys whether you want me to go on my whole spiel, whatever. I'm using a team with other Awakers, or if you want me to only focus on Arita. But I think it's more helpful if I just cover every unit that I'm using, which is what I'm doing with the whole Corporal thing. Again, everyone who watched the Corporal video or frequent videos already know exactly what I say about Corporal. Like this is not news to you guys. So if you watch my Corporal review video. I also showcased its comps, I think. I was deciding back and forth what rally to get there. There we go. I gotta restart because there was a better path. Okay, what happened here? Oh, this is so tragic, dude. I got him to 6,000 HP. I was one card off the first attempt I did this. See, I'm not afraid. Unlike other PA creators who showcase their highlights, I'm not afraid to show a failure there. That was a failure on my part. 6,000 HP off. A lot of content creators will think it's just fine. There are flaws of this comp. You need survivability, and this comp lacks it early on in A5 and A4 for sure. That's why you want Murphy. I don't have Murphy because I don't believe in pulling for lolly characters. Now Arita, I believe in it because she's a welfare unit. You know, doesn't count. Doesn't count in my book. Not a real lolly. Okay. That is my excuse. Okay. So I know I want to trigger DR. It's 60%. It's an easy hit DR. I want to trigger the DR this round while it's a big hit instead of one of the later rounds because I'm going to trigger it eventually. Might as well trigger it now. So I'm staying in blue stance because I can survive if I've used all the heals, but there's no point in wasting all those cards. So now she's doing nothing. I'm just building up. The entire purpose is to play glands. Every time you play a gland, it dupes itself in deck. So you get multiple glands. It clogs your deck. But clogging is good in this card. You want to clog the toilet. Okay? With all those glands. The more glands, the better. Now, I don't think Arita's that good without Overexalt because Overexalt is a shit ton of damage and it solves the issue of eating glands and what to do after you exalt. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Yeah, in my opinion's always right. So fuck all ya. So I'm just eating the glands. I counted. It was 10 glands. I didn't need to oversalt because I didn't feel the need to. And plus, I need to oversalt for the last phase. The last phase is going to kill me unless I kill her in one turn. I need to kill her in one turn, so I need to save some alienness for a real oversalt. In this turn, I can just stall. What I want to do now is stalling, because how Daffodil works is the first card, first attack she does after she phases is a big, meaty, juicy hit. And in my comp, there's no way to survive that. So how do I survive that? Easy. I kill her at that same time. You fucking demolish her. You fucking make her regret her existence for being old trash, dude. This is not an old trash unit. You have to kill her with extreme prejudice. Now, I got the Miriam rouse. Remember, Miriam, if you watch the video, has the best rouse in the entire game. You rouse her 3 times, get tentacle cap each time, and every turn you get these cards. So now, every turn to survive, it's a long stalling comp. Every turn you stall, you get stronger. So if you compare Miriam in a stall comp, you will scale up infinitely because of tentacle damage, strength every turn. It's one of those infinite scalers you've been hearing about. And you get one of the calls every turn. The calls can get +2 draw, +2 mana, or weakness vuln, or 2 arithmetica, etc. It does a lot. So I'm choosing not to burst her because I'm just stalling. It's just a weak hit, 500, nothing to write home about. So now I need to push her this turn. It's the big hit, Skull Reaver. Everyone knows. So I'm exalting Miriam in blue stance because exalting on blue stance gives strength and tentacle damage. White stance Miriam exalt gives everyone an alien miss, and red stance triggers poison. This is not a poison comp. This is an Arita, discard, boom, 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 tentacle comp. So now I'm just, remember, every time you discard a pilot as corporal, you get strength. You see my corporal video. I love corporal. Boom, boom, boom. Push. Lots of tentacle damage here. So this turn, I am doing the big burst. You need to kill her this turn, and I did. We saw it at the very beginning of the video. So I'm doing this so I get the vuln. Corporal is your only source of vuln. Now I discard everything and redraw with power of thing, and then corporal exalt. I don't corporal exalt because corporal exalt will discard everything, including this discard. You want as many discard combined, so rare have discard. So I'm playing a few of these, and now I'm corporal exalting, putting those away, and boom. Okay, now we're ready. She has vuln. That's your source of vuln. So I'm playing the Tulu card, temporary tentacle damage and temporary strength, buffs it for this turn. All the juicy buffs. And boom. And she scales. This is only with 400 strength. She scales infinitely for every time you exalt on Arita, every gland she gets stronger. So every gland she plays, and it's over. So I don't think... So Arita is pretty decent as a Dtide comp. Would I recommend it as a main comp?